Faulkness is in the building. Let me know who's in the building right now. Please let me know who's in the building. I hate to be on some BGS tip because, like the master teacher would say, I don't know if this is going to be a rant or a rumble. Either way, I'm pretty sure you're going to be entertained because I'm doing a two a day. And lucky are you to be a subscriber of me. Let me get this off my chest, all 52 inches of it. Avoid time wasters at all costs. Avoid them. Once somebody wastes your time, avoid them like the plague. There are people who are going to be for you. There are people who are going to doubt you. There are people who are going to not believe in you. There are people who are just going to waste your damn time. Okay? What's worse than a person who doesn't believe in you? A person that wastes your time, effort, money, and soul. And this is one of the greatest cardinal sins of black men ever committed. Why, you may ask? Because you will be around certain criteria of women, especially when it comes to women. You will be around friends who have no growth, no decorum, no class. What are you getting out of that? Disappointment, regret, what else? Avoid them. Shout out to the late, great Roger Allen Carey for coming up with the term avoid time wasters. A lot of you brothers don't realize there's a lot of women out there who only go out on dates with you for free food. They don't give a damn about your interests. They don't give a damn about your goals. They sure as hell don't give a damn about you as a human being. So why would you develop feelings, concern, admiration for someone who barely respects the fact that you're a human being? You don't hear me though. You don't. And there's a lot of idiots who will constantly, and I do mean constantly, challenge the status quo on this. Why? Why? You are your greatest enemy, not me. You. Why does it have to be this way? Why should it be this way? Because sometimes there are lessons that have to be learned the hard way. Because sometimes you got to be reminded of your purpose in your journey. Life is like an automobile. There's enough room for people to enjoy the ride, but that journey is just as good solo. Why deal with folks who don't like you? Why? You're never going to change them. They're never going to care. Don't invest. Just like I told you guys the other day, had this girl I was talking to for a little short minute. You're a nice guy. We could still be friends. Why do you want to be my friend? If you really believe the shit you were saying, you wouldn't say this. I'm not your friend. Then she wants to recant. We could take it one day at a time. No, no, no. You've already changed. Why would I want to be your friend? Why would I care? Because you want a provider. See, a provider is not something that a woman truly needs. It's because right now, when a woman says she needs a provider, she wants to be lazy. She wants to be treated like a child. Why would I waste good, hard earned funds on you? Cost benefit has to be taken in consideration. Cost benefit has to be taken in consideration. What happens when it's not affordable to go on dates? What happens when women are looked at as an accessory and not a necessity? You're not going to like that, are you? But it's cool when men are just looked at as what? It's cool when men are just looked at as human doings and not human beings. I think a lot of black men, especially, need to say, I need to accomplish two things out of the day. Just two. Why, you ask? Because it shows how much focus you have on your life, how much dominion you have over yourself. There's nothing more powerful when you can tell, especially the opposite sex, I'm busy. No more free attention, no more free time. I'm busy. You have to be worth what I'm doing today for me to take away from my schedule to even be associated around you. Until you get to that point, then what are you doing it for? Vagina, last time I checked, is going to be here. Admiration, admire your own goddamn self. Why aren't you in the gym? I don't care if you're in shape, out of shape, obese, skinny. Muscular, athletic, I don't care. Why aren't you taking care of you first? See, it's a new day and a new time. Stop sacrificing for those who wouldn't sacrifice a damn thing for you. Stop it. Especially when, shout out to Ellen Roger Curry, those manipulative time wasters rear their ugly heads in your life. They are not doing anything to bless you. They're not doing anything to gratify. They're not being an asset. Then what the hell are you being around them for? Do you think that lowly of your life? Do you hate yourself that much? At some point, self respect needs to kick in. But you know what I'm going to hear? But Officer Faulkner, but hold on, folks. Sorry about that, folks. I'm on my phone, not on the computer this time. I really take in consideration that if the average black man put himself first instead of looking at himself as a sacrificial lamb, he would probably be better off tenfold. But you know what the problem really is? That simpship is increasingly causing him to look for validation, which what? Makes him fall for subjugation. And when you deal with subjugation, guess what happens? You look like a goddamn fool. And why? Because you didn't take the time to develop to be the leader that you need to be. And then you're going to take the time to develop to be the simp everybody wants you to be. That's why. Simple rules, man. Simple fucking rules. Why do you think simps always need this adoration from women? Why do you think the kiss asses on your job need to proclaim everything on the top of the mountain? Because their God is what? Acknowledgement. Well, listen here, Roman Reigns. I don't need to yell to the crowd to say acknowledge me. Why can't you work in the quiet? Sometimes it's best for you not to put your work, your research, your studies, your effort, your projects out there into the ether until completed. Because people feed off of your misery and will actually give you nothing but substance through failure. Try it. Try it. I want you to think about this. And we just go off the dating tip alone. Just off the dating tip alone, in order to go out on a date with a chick, you got to have this, that, and the fourth. But who does she has babies by? Does the men she get impregnated by, do they have to bring forth the kingdom of God? I mean, let's just ask that question. Let's ask that question right here, right now. Hmm. Currently, one of my shorts are blocked. Hmm. Oh well. Stop wasting your time, gentlemen, on frivolous shit. Stop. Look, you shouldn't be worried about your goddamn rap career if your shit ain't together. Shouldn't be 35 trying to be the next new rapper. Shouldn't be trying to get. Shouldn't be worrying about bitches who ain't worried about you. You shouldn't be worried about so-called friends who don't want to see you become better. Why? Because deep down inside, a lot of you really crave this shit. We deserve better. We deserve more. But guess what we're getting? Bunch of bullshit. Keep cooking. I'm gonna really think about this, man. I think a lot of black males' failure is really due to the fact that we're trying to live up to somebody else's expectations. I really think that a lot of black males' failure is trying to please and save everyone when we can barely keep ourselves afloat. Stop it. You should never do that. If number one ain't right, you can't help two, three, four, and five. Because when you're down, who's saving Superman? Who the fuck saves Superman? I used to be the guy who would imitate Atlas trying to hold up a planet. Now I'm the guy who will walk away smoking a cigar happily saying, fuck this shit, I'm out. And happily do so. Yeah, the Batmans. I am not your Negro, nor am I your superhero. Yes, I am a Negro, but I'm not yours. I'm not going to become your superhero. I'm not saving your day. I got my own damn bills to worry about. My own damn shit, my own kid. Why should I take on an extra burden at this point in my life? It's funny. Well, he probably is rich, but I mean, he could literally make diamonds in his bare hands. I want you to really think about this, man. They said feed a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. Teach him to fish and see what he does. If you're smart enough, if you're stupid enough to really let yourself starve when you have the capabilities of flourishing forward, you don't deserve to exist. Sorry, but not sorry. I want you to think about this, right? If the black community really supported their own, if the black community really wanted success, why don't we support each other like the Jews, like the Mexican, the Dominican, the Jamaican? The only time y'all want to come together when it's time to party. You don't want to come for business. You don't even want to come together to build schools for your children. But you get upset with somebody from this space talking about it, putting out evidence that is contrary to all the bullshit. Hmm. You rather live a life of being disingenuous and fooled instead of being openly wise and knowledgeable. They said because we want others to support us. This is why black people are literally the Democratic voting bloc, unquestioned. See, laziness. And you can't even really say with us it's because of the women. The women were not the harshest benefactors of slavery. Let's put that shit out there. 9 times out of 10, the woman had a warmer bid than the men. Some of them purposely bid winched. Were there some taken against their will? Of course. But some of them purposely bid winched. Look at some of the black women who are dating and married to openly racist white men. I don't want to hear another fucking thing about struggle from the black fucking female ever in my life again when you can tell me when the fuck did you have to struggle? This is the saddest part about time wasting. I can't sit there and listen to a chick talk about her ex husband, her ex boyfriend, when she can call these simp ass niggas to her fucking rescue to do violence on her behalf. When the fuck do you struggle? Even the chicks with the degrees. A lot of you actually, what's up, Bert? A lot of you actually, if you want to be honest, you need to thank a man for your degree because either one, he's paying for it. Two, if he's a pookie, he's actually picking up and watching the kids for you to go to school. Three, you might have an illegal drug dealer motherfucker who's paying for your books and tuition. You might even have a nerdy dude on standby doing your actual work. Don't tell me about your struggles. See, a struggle is something you can't help. When you put yourself in a struggle, that does not count. But child is just spreading hatred. I'm not. I'm not. I'm just telling truth. But I've realized this. What? If you tell the truth, you're going to be shamed. I don't even see the point of looking to save this community when the community wasn't looking to save you. All you have in this community is what? Time wasters. We don't even talk about just the women. We can talk about the black men. Do you invest in your causes? There's plenty of black men who are out there who know other black men who speak on their behalf. Do you support their channels with your viewership and or your donations? Do you share their content? Or do you try to hide it like because you don't want to be, oh my God, I don't want to be viewed as a woman hater, which we don't even talk about hatred of women. But it goes back to dealing with time wasters. Why are you around people who cannot openly hear your difference of opinion? Hmm? Don't go there, Charles. Don't do it. But you'll support some idiot shit. Some of you dudes will listen to women who say five nice things about black men, have their cleavage showing, and you'll just make it rain. When's the last time you invested into your brother, your friend, your comrades? When's the last time you invested in their business? As long as it's an actual factual business. Do we go and say that we want this space to grow only because it's the boys club or because you actually want to see actual change? See, when we actually go out here into the real world, I don't care to really debate people. You know why? Because there's some people who are going to be convinced the earth is flat, the sky is purple or orange. They're convinced of all these inconsistent theories that you can't prove shit to. Why bother? Give me 50 men who are builders, and I will accomplish more in 1 hour, more in 1 day, more in 1 year than 10,000 time wasters. It's disgusting. When you really think about this, we could have actually build our way out of bondage and into salvation. But what do you find out? People don't want true freedom. They just want to suffer a little bit more quietly. People, I'm going to break this down to you, right? In the black community, your mother, your sisters, your cousins, your friends will hook you up with a hellion instead of a wife. Oh, I like the way she does. You know why? Because they don't want to see you somebody better than them. And a lot of times, for many of you, your mother don't want to see you with a better woman than her. Your sister doesn't want to see you with a better woman than them. Your cousins, hell no. They want somebody that when they come over your house or when you go over to theirs, you bump to the side, you sit at the kiddies table. We need somebody to gossip with. We need somebody just like us. Just like us. Nobody wants to build with you. Nobody wants to see you do better. Nobody wants to see you flourish nor happy. So why waste your fucking time? It's like people in my family have a bad habit of doing certain things. If you know I don't like big girls, why try to put me on with one? And when I say no, well, don't convince me of how nice of a person she is. But yet, it's not right for me to have an opinion to say no. But if you tell them to go with a fucking dude who's not tall enough or a dude who has sensibility about himself, I'm being controlling. If she offers no assistance, you give her nothing but your resistance and your distance. Even with those who are supposed to be friends, why are you around people that don't support you? I'm back, folks. They said, this is why I laugh when the Democratic women said Republican men want them. I said, yeah, for a quick nut. But they go back to their Republican women for marriage and security. Facts. See, this is what's wrong with the modern black woman these days. The only thing you can offer is sex. And that's standard issue for every woman. When you don't have that to stand on anymore, especially since black men are now traveling more than ever, what power do you hold? Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Well, well, nobody knows the struggle like a black woman. You're right, because nobody puts us in a struggle more than a black woman. You keep claiming to us everybody else wants to marry you, everybody else wants to deal with you. God damn, go, prove it. We'll be okay. We'll be fine. Oh, you didn't leave yet? Why? Because you have nowhere else to go. No one else will tolerate your bullshit. Thanks for making us the most, you know, egalitarian men ever on earth because every other woman's loving us. Let's be truthful. Black women cannot usually interracially date. You have no qualities no other man truly wants except a pussy. And guess what? You're getting the reputations of being easy. I had a female friend I used to talk to tell me, well, there's a lot of women out there who are dating younger men. Yeah, because you bitches are paying. You think them older women are getting sex because they're so beautiful? No. A lot of you bitches are getting sex. Why? Because you're paying for Jordans, you're paying for clothes, PlayStation 5s, games, controllers, cars, rent. You just quiet about it. You know it's bad when women from other countries telling black men they'll take them. Yeah, you got to think. I'm 50% disabled through the VA. If I take that money every month to another country, I'm in the top 10% automatically stepping on off the plane. And I'm getting a better attitude, better shape, better beauty, better submissive. I'm getting a better overall deal than to stay where the fuck I am. I'm getting ran through pussy and then charged a so-called convenience fee with their attitude. Get the complete fuck out of here. Time wasting is a bitch. And God forbid if you're a black man with a dream, some hopes, some goals, some values. Mm, fuck you and the show you run on. I mean, what do we always say, man? American black women know where they stand. Do we have some who are superstars when it comes to beauty, attitude, fitness, friendliness, being fun and entertaining? Sure, but those are few and far between. What happens when black men start saying, nah, I'll have a V8? Nobody ever figures that shit out. What happens when chicks be like, yeah, we could go, I'm good. What you mean? I'm good. But you didn't even hear, I'm good. Let me tell you this one thing. Black women, when it came to this damn election, who voted for Kamala at what, 92%? Shout out to the black women who actually did not vote Kamala and actually made a conscious choice of not destroying themselves. Let's put this out there, right? Kamala and others, we're not going to do a damn thing specifically for black people. But if you're a fucking immigrant, the bounty of heaven is open towards you. It it's racism and misogyny, aka you don't want to be seen with me in public after 10 p.m. or before. Here's the craziness about it, right? All the shit that people who voted for Kamala said that Trump was going to do, he's going to start World War III. What do you think Biden has been doing and Harris with their administration when it came to giving $200 billion to Ukraine and permission to use certain ordnance, aka missiles? The same thing when they gave $60 billion to Israel. Oh, Trump, he's gonna fuck up the economy. What the fuck do you think the Biden Harris administration did? Especially Kamala when she was the president of the Senate by right of the Constitution and signed off that fucking relief bill, which pretty much bankrupt the fucking country. Oh yeah, let's also talk about how much money and resources were given to fucking migrants, immigrants, whatever the hell you want to call them, illegals, whatever you want to call them. But yet, you could give them thousands of dollars on welfare and thousands on food stamps. But the people who were in the Carolinas hit by a tornado, nothing but a measly $750 who lost everything. And they didn't even fucking qualify because there was no computers to utilize. And here's the bad part. The dumb broad ran off of at least I'm not Trump campaign and had no way and no good goddamn idea of her own of a fucking platform. And when black men ask, what do you have for us? You waited 2 goddamn weeks before the election to put some generic bullshit up. Shame on you. You deserve to lose because you didn't prepare to win. That's why. Not because you're so called black. We still trying to figure that shit out. Not because you're a woman, because everybody and their mother probably would have voted for fucking Michelle Obama or Condoleezza Rice or Susan Rice. It's just you suck, and not in a good way. Stop making excuses for losers, especially when they do a damn good job at losing. That's what we need to talk about. Yet, if I could talk about openly that Trump had to eat COVID and he had to eat January 6th, what the fuck does the Biden Harris administration have to eat openly, Democrats? Well, let's start with they probably fucked you out the White House for 12 years. Who the fuck you gonna put against JD Vance? If Trump does a halfway decent job, who the fuck's gonna vote against JD Vance? You can't use the racial card. His wife's not white. He's a military war vet. He's got more for him than technically what Trump would have. And then if you peep game, guess what? Majority of fucking Trump's cabinets are millennials, older millennials. So that means they're still young enough to be in these positions for the next 20, 30 years. And God forbid if they do a good enough job, they might be on the fucking administration of JD Vance. Because right now, I know it's still early. We don't know what they're gonna do. But who right now in the in the fucking who right now out of any known Democratic nominee could they present when you just saw the implosion of the DNC? Time wasters. You keep voting for these time wasting politicians who've done nothing for your community. Nothing. That tells you that this DIE candidate, Harris, and this whole fucking notion that we should have a woman in power, not because she's good at it, it's because she's a woman. And that, my friends, is the fundamental flaw of these days and times. You got over $1 billion unaccounted for. That sounds like the Democratic Party every city you go, misappropriating funds. Can't count for it. Paid off the media. I'm not going to pardon my son. Oh, he's pardoned. All is forgiven. You're right. Got over $1 billion plus. I haven't even paid staffers. Time wasting. And see, I'm going to really start judging people by not just their not just by their intellect, but also who the fuck you vote for. You can't explain a good reason why. Because that's going to determine a lot of fault your fucking lifestyle and habits. If you give a fuck about, I need the right to abort, but you don't believe in the right to close your legs, You want the right to be irresponsible, but you still want men to be held accountable to their shit. Fucking hypocrite. Fucking hypocrites. And notice all the vitriol and all the hatred being spewed by a bunch of these liberal blue haired bitches because their candidate didn't win. Now, let's do things, blame all men. Oh, one more thing. Y'all the same chicks who think the guy, Luigi Von Gogh, is a hero. Y'all think the cold blooded, cowardly murder is a hero. But y'all the same bitches that said Daniel Penny was wrong about the bus station. Pick a struggle. Are they both wrong or are they both right? Which one is it? The guy who went hand to hand against a crazy dude, even though I will personally say I think he was excessive for holding a chokehold for 6 minutes, excessive as fuck, versus a guy, a white guy who had every goddamn thing, a bachelor's and a master's in computer and electrical engineering, waiting to go behind a man's back to shoot him twice. The cowardly shit. But he's a hero. Man, fuck y'all motherfuckers. I'ma just tell you. Fuck y'all motherfuckers. And I say that with all my heart and soul. Man, woman, or whoever, fuck y'all motherfuckers. Because if you gave a fuck about your people, a fuck about your country, a fuck about your circumstances, you would actually use your intellect and say we need to make this shit a little bit better of a place. Whether if it's the orange guy or Kamala or whoever. But no, because you have so much hatred and vitriol, you can't go over your own understanding. You can't give it up. So fuck you motherfuckers. You can tell that and take it to the fucking bank, by the way. And I really do get to say fuck you motherfuckers because you the same motherfuckers who will vote Democratic fucking people in your cities when your schools are underfunded, your kids are miseducated, undereducated, misinformed and disinformed, and you gladly will be okay with this shit. Gladly will be okay with your son living at home. Gladly with the crime in your neighborhoods. As long as you benefit from it, you don't give a fuck about nothing else. You are okay with watching your son go to jail and you put money on his commissary because that little motherfucker learned how to fucking sell a few drugs to keep your fucking lights on. You will gladly keep your children away from their father, not because he abused them, it's because you're spiteful and you're an evil bitch. You will gladly lie and say the man abused them and hold that lie for 20, 30 years. And then when you're confronted about it by the man and the children, you still can't even apologize. Fucking time wasters. You will lie to the world and say black men are abusing you when you're the most when you're the most dangerous creature in our fucking community. You raise you raise fucking children that are about as feral as a goddamn jungle cat. You teach your fucking toddler daughters how to twerk. You walk around naked around your boys. You encourage violence. You sleep with men and have babies by men who are nothing but the destructive agents of fucking America. But you'll shit on the men who actually have something going for themselves and actually are stewards. They're boring. So you know what? Fuck them. Fuck them. This ain't no hatred. This is just fuck you. You spread lies about your own men and children, but when the studies come out, you're the accomplice to the destruction. But I'm wrong for even talking about this shit. Well, you got a lot of hate. I don't hate anything. I'm just telling the truth. Fuck them. I can go for the simps. I can go for the chicks. Go for anybody. Fuck them. You're not gonna come on my channel and debate me because you know I will eviscerate you and embarrass you, and I'll make a damn good a lot of money off of it, and I will piece that up and put it in my stories. So fuck you. I'm not gonna care if you approach me in the street. You can't whoop my ass. So fuck you. Here it is. If you can't tell me that transgenders reading to kids in a school is wrong and having books that are sexually explicit for grade school children are wrong, then we don't have shit to talk about. Fuck you. You are not part of the solution. You're part of the problem. Just like that little light skinned chick on my fucking Facebook try to say when they banned transgender studies and books and reading to children from their school district, she tried to make it explain that it's teaching hatred. I don't have to agree with you, and it doesn't mean I hate you either. No, we should protect children from any sexually explicit content, whether hetero or homo. But since you want to be one of them motherfuckers, fuck you. And I think it's by time that men, especially black men, say fuck you to tyranny, fuck you to misandrous material, fuck you to anybody that puts a cap on our pursuit for life, liberty, and happiness. That's what I think. I think that we should protect children. I think that we shouldn't bully anybody because of their sexual preference, race, religion, or creed, or gender, but they should not throw their views and express it onto others. So, what's wrong with telling people, fuck you?
And if you don't like it, then obviously you must be part of the problem. I got to take care of some stuff. I'll be back later this afternoon or this evening. Till then, whoo, peace.